Woo! Y'all gotta be drawing out this W longer and longer every time. I think y'all are messing with me. Welcome to BitBoy Crypto, home of the BitSquad, the largest and greatest crypto community in all of the interwebs. My name is DZ. Coming to you Monday through Friday, 5:02 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We talk about your favorite topic, which is crypto. And today we have the best guest panel we've ever had in the history of the show. We're gonna start on the top right with Crypto Factor, and me and Taco are looking at some of your old headshots. We were saying, man, you look so clean cut. The laser precision beard. It was almost CGI quality. Really good. Hey, he's got some good headshots. You got to check it out. Then on the bottom right, she was just congratulating Paul over some of his recent purchases. Talking about XRP Jenna, also known. I can't throw up the X Jenna, so you have to throw it up for me. Also known as Jenna X. Then on the bottom left, we love having him on, and he wanted to talk about the Supreme Court. We won't let him. We're talking about Johnny Hopper, of course, Johnny _crypto. Then on the top left, he's recovering from NFT NYC still. We had to hit him up with the IV and resuscitate him earlier. Crypto Taco, and his ears are still ringing from 8Fest. But we're going to be talking about the $100 million hack, one rule book, one rule to rule them all, and Solana Saga. What is going on with their phone? Is it going to be the new Razor, or is it going to go the way of the, I don't know, the flip phone? Who knows? Who knows? I was trying to think. Was it Palm Pilot? What's that small Canadian company, BJ? You know what I'm talking about.
Nokia?
Yeah, held on to the keypad.
Oh, the Sidekick?
Blueberry.
Oh,
Blackberry. Nah.
Not the Sidekick.
I don't know. Who knows? Maybe it will be the next iPhone. We'll look into that soon. But before we do, let's look at the crypto markets and see where things are heading. And slightly above where they were this morning when we were looking. We were slightly below 21,000. Now we're slightly above 21,000. We're slightly below 1,200. Now we're slightly above 1,200. Now, Johnny, I'm going to bring it to you first. When we're talking about these markets, we're going to get into it. There's a giant crypto hack today, $100 million stolen. Oftentimes around a hack, you'll see coins, or just see the market maybe get a little bit spooked. People get a little bit bearish, short-term pain. Today, we're not seeing it. Have we become numbed to all these hacks? We're talking about a $100 million hack, not a small one. Have there just been too many where we don't even care anymore?
It's just how the news has been going. It's just been negative. And truthfully, I think we're pretty close to a bottom. I want to see a somewhat of a relief rally for crypto. And this hack here, like it's kind of showing you that the space does, you guys probably aren't going to like this, but it does need some sort of regulation. This is the whole thing with the ICOs is there's 10,000 coins out there and 99% of them have no business being in crypto. I know all of us want to make money. However, in order to make money, you kind of got to keep money too. And it seems like a lot of people just keep losing money because there's not that much regulation behind it. But no, to answer your question, DZ, yes, I think it's kind of priced in. Everybody is already, they're like, oh, I'm down 90%. What is another, like, oh, okay, cool. See, I was right. Crypto's horrible. I got like a bunch of messages from people here recently saying, hey guys, I'm down. Should I sell? Should I sell? Should I sell? And it's not financial advice, but now's a really bad time to be selling. When there's all this bad news, is actually a pretty good time to be going, hey, now I should be thinking about, as we always say, the whole dollar cost average in. You can't lose. You'll beat 99% of all the traders out there if you just start putting a little bit in there. But yeah, that's what I got to say, DZ.
No. Definitely good stuff there. And, back to this hack, I agree with you. I would say we're kind of numb at this point. But if you are down 90% and the project is strong, I definitely wouldn't sell. The problem is everyone thinks their project's strong. Well, you're ranked 893 on CoinMarketCap. How strong could it be? But all right, we had a giant hack, $100 million stolen from crypto startup Harmony. Now, analysis company Elliptic found out what it got swapped into. It was a variety of crypto assets were taken: Ethereum, BNB, USDT, and USDC, and DAI. So a couple stable coins, a little bit of Ethereum, a little bit of BNB. It seems like they have singled out the wallet. Then the wallet went into some centralized exchanges, swapped everything for Ethereum, which is, somewhat of a common occurrence. Of course, we have had other notable hacks in the past. Axie Infinity at the time was over 600 million. We had 325 million to the wormhole exploit. That was in February. So nothing new to the space. Crypto Factor, I'm gonna bring it to you. Let's get you from in real life, you're doing some centralized finance, but let's talk a little decentralized finance. Have we got to the point where decentralized finance is starting to hurt crypto, or do you think we can maybe never reach that point?
Well, before I answer, I just want to clarify something because you said I bought XRP. I haven't bought XRP yet. I just made it an option on the Bitcoin ATM I bought so other people can buy it.
Now you have to custody it there, right? So your company bought it, not you. Is that what you're saying?
Yes. You could say that.
Okay. Yeah. You're separating yourself.
So
Like Richard Hart, he doesn't own any
okay.
hex. He owns no hex. Crypto Factor in that same manner owns 0 XRP.
Yeah. Now, as for the hack, I'm going to say something for Jenna here because she's going to love it. This is why proof of work is king. Okay. Now, we're going to get a lot of hacks. Obviously, this space is going to get. We're going to see a lot more of them. Not so much because of proof of work or proof of stake that much. I think it's more of rushed jobs. People rushing to get coins out, people rushing to get cryptocurrency out, people rushing to make money and not taking it slow. It's extremely rare for a project to get hacked that took the time and effort and hasn't rushed in, understanding that it's a long-term project and not a short-term, so to speak, move, if you will. Okay. So as for the hack, I do admit I was on a trip. I haven't read any news. Don't know what happened. Just got back from where I was at. But yeah, I really think that people should be extremely careful what they invest in. Understand that most of it out there earlier on, Johnny said, is complete crap. And unfortunately, the security for the user is not taken seriously enough. It's just patched up, and I think that's a real issue with cryptocurrency.
Yeah, security for the user and their funds. Yeah, well, I was going to say, security for the user and their funds, and a lot of people don't understand the risk associated with that. Now, Jenna, I kind of want to get your opinion on regulation in crypto, and if you want, spend your last 10 seconds, giving a little Crypto Factor a jab there, feel free to do that. But do you think we need more regulation in the space? Don't worry, Crypto Factor. There's 2 more segments. You'll have your time. But what are your thoughts on regulation in regards to the crypto space?
Well, I mean, I love Gary Gensler so much. He's just like such a great guy. I really wish he would regulate harder. But actually, I've realized that Johnny, and Crypto Factor, they're really, really good ramblers. I don't know that I stand a chance this time. Crypto Factor can really, he can go.
Yeah. But back to regulation. Do you think that? So obviously, you're kind of tongue-in-cheek answer there, but you do think there's too? Are you saying there's too much regulation at this point?
Honestly, I can't say that there's too much regulation. We just need clarity. The two sides working together. You have the CFTC that works with commodities. Obviously, the SEC, they worry about securities. And I can see where crypto does kind of blur those lines where they might need to come together. But we definitely do need some regulatory clarity in the space. That's obvious. Because we have people getting rug pulled and everything all the time. So, we just definitely need that.
Yeah, clarity is concise, would be very, very key here. Now, Crypto Taco, we keep having these exploits, but time and time again, so-and-so will come out and say, hey, I warned everybody about this. We saw it with Terra Luna. We saw it with the wormhole. We saw it with Axie Infinity. Now, there's an older tweet that kind of resurfaced talking about this recent exploit of $100 million. They said, look, here's why I think this is a bad idea. Why do these warnings continue to go unheeded? Do they think that they're smarter than the anonymous Twitter account?
Well, thank you for having me on, BitSquad, DZ, BJ, all of you guys. Really appreciate being here. Just got back from NFT NYC, and that was real fun. So, to answer your question, There's white hat hackers, there's black hat hackers. The white hats are the good ones. They're the ones that are going to audit your contract, find the issues. They're testing it. They're stress testing it for these exploits. So we need more of those in this space. And it looks like when they do actually reach out to the team, it's up to the team to, I don't know, maybe listen, maybe, hey, the developer for this project, this guy kind of just said, there's an exploit, you should check it out. So it's the people that are the hackers, the good hackers, they're doing the right thing. It's up to the actual company, the project to, get the contract audited, go after the exploits, stress test it, and actually, I don't know, protect its users. I mean, for a regulatory standpoint, let's have them regulate the smart contracts in a way that, they avoid this type of thing from happening. Because like you said, Axie Infinity's Ronin network, Wormhole got hacked. These are hundreds of millions of dollars just being wiped out by an individual or a group of people. When is this going to stop? This isn't just like you steal a candy bar from the local store down the street. This is a global currency, cryptocurrency being stolen. That this is not just one user. This is hundreds of thousands of people being affected, and it's just negligence on the part of these projects. Get your contract audited, do the right thing up front, and help everyone out in the long term. That's what I have to say.
This is definitely more than like just a candy bar. It's like kidnapping an entire race of people, making them work in your Willy Wonka chocolate factory. Shout out to the Oompa Loompas. They did nothing wrong. All right, moving on. One rule book, and we're talking Gary Gensler. Came out saying SEC and CFTC may be teaming together and just have one group of entities ruling them all, as we saw with the elvish writing on the ring there held in the hands of Frodo. So recently it was Hester Pierce with the SEC, the CFTC, Caroline Pham, and they came together and they wrote an op-ed and they say, look, we want to hold hands, we want to join forces, and we want to be the two entities to regulate all of crypto, and we'll work it out amongst ourselves on how to do that. Obviously, the crypto community, up in arms. They don't want this. They just want clarity, like Jenna said earlier. Jenna said earlier, just a little clarity. Stop coming after us with, these crazy enforcements. Now, factor SEC, most people think of SEC and crypto. They're thinking of the Ripple case. If SEC loses the Ripple case, do you think that they should continue to have a voice in this, or should it all go to the CFTC?
I don't think nobody should have total voice in this, and it goes a lot beyond crypto. Okay, so a lot of people are against control. They understand the fact that why you shouldn't have one entity controlling everything, whether it's called regulation, whether it's called whatever, whether it's called one world order or whatever companies. And the reason is it's too much power for one person, and things can come out that are really against humanity and freedom. And okay, the crypto side of it is they could push a button and stop people traveling, or even stop their bank accounts if they go to some sort of not parade. What's the word I'm looking for here? What was the thing with the truckers? They did the
convoy.
Yeah. So with the one thing you do wrong with politically, and they can just ban your accounts and control, know everything you're doing. But I'm going to take it a step further here. I don't think a lot of people talk about this, and it doesn't matter whether you believe this or not, but I'm going to talk about this as religion. And so when blockchain can be used to fight or to give birth to things like the sign of the beast, where you have 666, you can't buy and can't sell without it. It's extremely easy for this to become a chip, go into your right hand, connected to your accounts, connected to, especially now with central digital currencies. You can't buy or sell without this. They can control, see what you're doing and everything. And guess what? That was something, whether you believe it or not, it's in the Bible, but it goes beyond just belief of religion. This is just control. It's too much control. You can literally become a zombie slave to people that have too much power. So I am against anything for one regulation. I think countries should be able to voice. I think each country should be, should take care of their own country, because they know what's the culture is like. They know what's going on there. And, we need to have opposing entities, if you will, so we can protect ourselves, whether you believe religion, whether you're not. It's like gun control in the States. It's your rights, right?
Yeah.
It's so I'm really against this on a spiritual, but also on a fundamental view, if you will.
All right. Now, when you brought up Mark of the Beast and chips in the wrist, I would have closed my eyes and thought, this is surely Johnny Hopper talking. Now, Johnny, let's bring it to you. You know, I'm joking here. So we have maybe an overstep here is what a lot of people are saying. Crypto Factor is saying the same thing. How would you feel if a new regulatory body came forward with people who did know blockchain better than the SEC, better than the CFTC? Would that be a solution to the problem if we had just an entirely new entity do this?
It's a slippery slope because crypto was kind of designed to fight everything that's currently going on when it comes to regulations. And again, with what Crypto Factor said, is having too much power, people get greedy, you know, and the powers that be, they don't really do anything for the little man. Like there's a huge space between the wealthy and the middle class, and cryptocurrency is help bridging that, where people are becoming millionaires overnight, you know. So truthfully, I kind of think that it comes back to the individual, you know, where you need to do your own research and not be being incredibly risking, expecting so much from these companies that just pop up. I think with time, things are going to innovate and develop, and most of everything is we're gonna find the winners that actually stay in place. And I personally, some of my investment philosophy is going with some of the older projects because, you know, we talked about the hacks with Solana and, well, not just Solana, but this Harmony deal and Luna and blah, 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 blah. They're relatively new projects. Like, and we talk about Ethereum that hasn't done really anything in years. Well, they've been through the tribulations of being hacked, and now they're like, okay, we learned from it. We have the staying power. Let's try to make sure that this doesn't happen again. So that's a tough question to answer. I don't think the Securities and Exchange Commission should be involved because we've seen what they've done in the past, and it's not really helping the little guys. And since I'm a little guy, I don't want to participate. But I don't like to see people just losing hundreds and hundreds of like their life savings and everything because this one person on social media was like, hey, you should buy this, and they get involved. I mean, there should be some sort of repercussions when it comes to this stuff, because every time you see these stories, I don't see any more stories of what actually happens to them. Like what's happening to Do Kwon, like what's happening to all these people that lost billions of dollars. Like we don't see it. We just see, oh, the money's gone. Okay, you know, crypto bad, blah, 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 blah. So I think over time, we're going to innovate and develop some sort of a collective group, which kind of maybe is smart contracts where people get and have a say to something, but it should never be one centralized place. We'll leave that to governments to come up with their own coin to do that. And, you know, the digression is over, DZ. Back to you.
No, we'll leave that to Sauron. Now, Jenna, you know, you were talking about XRP and the SEC here, and a word kind of stuck out to me, and it was clarity. Are you worried that clarity might be a case of careful what you wish for, where it was a little too clear and a little too far overreaching? Oh, can't hear you. Can't hear you there.
Do you mean that in a sense to the XRP case, or do you mean in general?
Just in general, because, you know, if it is super clear, maybe the rules are going to be a little too draconian, but, you know, very clear and very concise, but maybe asking too much and wanting too much information.
Honestly, I mean, I'm not a regulator, so I know right now it's the wild, wild west. However, I think that if we want crypto to grow and have mass adoption, we're going to have to definitely regulate. I think people can have our fun. There's a lot of us that like to do degen plays, and, you know, we know what's risky, but we have to really keep our eyes on it. And that's, you know, not anything that I would want anybody else to mess with. But if you haven't been rug pulled once, are you really even in the space? But I mean, I'm not overly worried about it. I just really, I really believe that there's a lot of good attorneys and a lot of good people that are pushing for, you know, good. I don't know how to put it, good regulations. Like I feel like the right things will happen, but make your plays now. We have to have clarity though.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I do think there are some people trying to put forth good laws. It's just, can we compete with the big banks when it comes to scope of voice? Final question on this topic, Crypto Taco. Would it be better if the CFTC were to take over via the SEC, or is this just two heads of the same snake?
Two heads of the same stink, definitely. I mean, they have been known for being shady in the past. I mean, with regulation, you know, when it comes to crypto, there still is regulation when it comes to like legacy finance. I think I read somewhere today, 12 billion was like taken from like legacy finance because of like regulatory reasons. So are they a bad actor? Are they still just, are we trying to get out the bad actors when it comes to crypto? Get all these people that are in the wrong already out of the space. I mean, like BlockFi, they just they purchased, or they did something with Celsius for 250 million, or no, something to do with BlockFi, and like they did something with FTX. So FTX gave 250 million to BlockFi to kind of keep them above water, and I believe they are going to purchase them. And then I heard something else with Celsius. Was it TJ told you DZ before the show? What did TJ tell you about?
Yeah, and we can actually pull up this
Morgan
tweet.
Stanley?
This is from Will Clemente. This is breaking news. Main market native risk Bitcoin crypto has been a contagion. Now seen, this is the important part, Goldman buying Celsius's assets. So now we might have Goldman Sachs stepping in to purchase some of these Celsius assets. So again, this is just breaking. This is 5:22 p.m. It's 5:23. So yeah, I mean, we're talking about really breaking news. We'll definitely dive into that tomorrow. But yeah, I would agree.
Real quick though, if all of this is happening right now, they're seeing the writing on the wall. They're trying to get the right, I guess, the money in place to combat the regulation. So like Coinbase, I think they're getting rid of like Coinbase Pro. So everything is consolidating into these major companies.
Changing it. They're not getting rid of it. It's changing.
They're changing it. Okay.
Yeah, slapping some new paint on it, putting some lipstick on it, but you know what? It's still a pig. All right, let's talk Solana saga. Yes, Solana is looking into making a phone. You can see it right there. That is maybe Solana devs trying to restart this. I'm just kidding, of course. No, we actually have a picture of their phone right here. This is a mock-up. It just broke. Obviously, we're joking. I wish it worked that well, actually. But this is a first from a major crypto company. Solana Labs announced its own brand of smartphone, 6.67-inch Android phone. That's the screen. Launching hopefully first quarter 23 for roughly $1,000. Whether or not that happens, you know, remains to be seen. Qualcomm Snapdragon 512 gigabytes of storage, 12 gigabytes of RAM. If you're into some of those nerdy techs and specs there. Yagovinko, the CEO of Solana, joked that he sees people pull out their laptops on dates so they can go mint that new NFT. Hopefully his phone can solve that. Now, 3 important parts of this phone, though, this maybe not being reported on fully. Seed Vault, so they're looking into making, you know, their own wallet-based system here. Mobile wallet adapter, hoping to bridge Android Pay with the Solana network. And then this is the most important one, I would say, Solana Pay, to try to combat Apple Pay and Google Pay's dominance in the tech sector. Now, a lot of mixed responses. I know Charles Hoskin, we kind of talked about, you know, he was trolling them saying, yeah, you're going to need 7 Discord friends to reach out to restart your phone when it goes down. Hopper, let's you know, kind of interested in your take on Solana as well, being that it is slightly more centralized compared to other L1s. Do you think that the community wants this? Was anyone Solana, you know, saying, yeah, you know, I really need a phone, or, you know, probably not. But now that it has happened, how is the Solana community reacting? I mean, do they care? Do they see this as something bullish?
I think a lot of people in Solana is, if the price goes up of the asset, they're going to be happy with it. And what Solana, I think people are not paying attention that it's it's more of a software move than it is a hardware move. You just said that it's more of Android, it's more of all of their tech. So technically they're coming out with more of a web-based, cloud service that's like an operating system that might be good for crypto. I mean, they're innovating. It's going to help other companies, whether it's maybe a layer 2 like Matic or Ethereum, kind of push them ahead to try to innovate. Because you look at Elon Musk, what has he done? He's innovated. He's been the first one to develop something, and then everyone else is trying to catch up. So that's what Solana is trying to do, is they're trying to be a front runner in the space and kind of maybe take over the market share so that they don't have to play catch up, where they've had to play catch up with Ethereum because they've, it just hasn't been around for so long. But truthfully, I don't see anything but good coming through this. We're living just like what Jenna said. We're living in the wild, wild west. People are going to throw stuff at the wall. Most of it's going to fall down, but some of the stuff is going to stick. So if you have a good project like Solana that's innovating with giving something to the consumer that they can use, I don't see how that's a bad thing. And as somebody that owns Solana, to me, this is good news in the midst of a lot of bad news with all the hacks and everything going on. So I'm for it, and I'm interested to see where it goes from here.
And I'm for it too. And I joke about it. I hold some Solana. I have some Solana NFTs. I'm not just a maxi of any chain whatsoever. And if Solana goes down, I'm sure you could still call 911. I'm sure there's people thinking like, yeah, Solana goes down, you get in a car wreck. You're SOL. Solana, get it? I don't think that's going to be the case. Maybe the Solana wallet might be down. Now, Crypto Factor, obviously, this is not going to be easy. There's a lot of competition out there. Johnny kind of brought up, they're kind of plugging into existing infrastructure. They're not trying to be a hardware company from the ground up, but let's just say they do have the right pieces in place. Where do you put their odds of success at?
They're not going for a phone. They're going for gaming, mobile gaming. Okay, first of all, mobile phone, crypto mobile phone it's not the first time it's trying to be done. I can't remember the companies that were trying to do it in the past, but it's not the first time. The second thing is Solana is trying to grab the gaming platform, and I guess it's realizing that a lot of games and the future of games, and where it's may even be easier is to do it on a phone, on a smartphone. So I think they're pivoting to that. So it's still part of their move. But at the same time, as Johnny said earlier on, yes, they want to be a leader in the space, and we're going to see blockchains try to niche down on their own little thing. Because pretty much, if you really think about it, they're all pretty much the same. They all pretty much do the same thing. We're just going to see them niche in different areas. So Solana, I think, is going to go for gaming. I think this is a mobile gameplay, or at least part of it. Ethereum's going to be whatever that's going to be, and so on. So yeah, that's what I'm seeing, and I do think it's going to do well as long as they chase after it. Now, if it's going to work or not when you want to call 911, or if your game crashes, is a whole different story.
Yeah, I think you have more issues with a game than calling. I need help. I've fallen and I can't get up. Now, Jenna,
exactly. One's them, the others.
There's going to be some new features. We have the Solana Pay, we have the Solana wallet on there. We have the mechanism to access the apps via Solana. But will that be enough to get Android users to maybe leave their flagship phone? There's people who really, really like Samsung. There's people who really, really like Pixel. Are they going to jump, or is this just going to maybe get some of those outliers that don't really care what the phone is? Can this get those maxis for those phone companies?
Well, honestly, I think it'll be great for onboarding people into crypto. I think a lot of dudes use Androids, right? I'm not an Android person. I'm an iSnob personally, but I think a lot of people in this space are going to want to watch and see what happens with it first, because we know usually the first editions of things are total shit sometimes. So I think a lot of people will watch. I do worry about security with it. Now, every time I hear bridge, I'm a little bit concerned with security. But I do agree with Crypto Factor in the sense that I do think that they are looking into becoming, the lead in the gaming, the, online gaming and everything with Solana. So I do definitely agree with that. But I don't think it's going to be enough to get everybody to, shift over, but it does make me more bullish because at least they're innovating, right? I mean, Ethereum isn't doing anything, as Johnny said, in years. They just aren't. But at least we're seeing all this from Solana. Even though they go down, at least they're trying, at least they're innovating.
Okay, now Taco, I won't push back on the ETH thing there. It's just my biggest.
By the way,
I'm not biased.
Just gonna add something. You don't need to get everyone on there. Yeah? You just need a small portion to start. And it's a lot easier to do it on a mobile phone rather than do your own console.
Yeah, if 1% of people, if 1% of Android users bought it would greatly increase Solana's presence for sure. Taco,
you make a good point that it's maybe the metaverse is what they're going after. Sorry, DZ.
I would agree. I think I definitely agree with that. I think it is a gaming play. It's a good observation. Now, Taco, they have a lot of issues with their recent outages. So I kind of see this being good or bad. On the good side, hey, we have changed the conversation. You notice we're not talking about, outages. We're talking about their new phone. On the bad side, clearly they have some issues with scaling, and there's some maybe some skeletons in the closet they need to clean up first before they start opening new doors. Do you see this as a good thing or a bad thing? What's Taco's thoughts?
So, I mean, nowadays kids are glued to their phones. Their screen time, it'll tell you you've been on the phone for 21 hours in the past 24 days or 24 hours. So
stop scrolling TikTok, you maniac. Go to sleep. I think that's what he says to me. He holds a knife.
I was searching the dark web, and I think I found their mission statement. It's going to be, our mission is to lessen the screen time for our users by having our phone crash repeatedly. So it's a good thing for the younger audience to stay off the phone, get some fresh air, go outside. But to be completely serious, I do agree with you guys. If they're going after gaming, I mean, low transaction fee, if it's fast and if it's working, that's the main thing. Then it'll be a grand slam for crypto gaming. But I do think it is kind of still like a niche of a niche. I mean, a phone for a blockchain for gaming, yeah, I could see it happening, but I think it still needs the users and the games. So,
all right, everyone's full disclosure, Taco and myself, we're both in the STEPN ecosystem. Taco, will you use your STEPN profits to buy this phone?
Yeah, if
I'm
you
gonna need to walk. I'm gonna have to walk for another 3 years.
Don't go there. Okay, yeah, he went there. All right, that is. I set you up. I set you up for that one. I set you up. All right, that is all we have. Or go ahead.
Everyone's attacking all these companies. I want to be fair a little bit to them as well. Look at Windows. How long did it take Windows to stop getting blue screens, crashing all the time and everything?
Yeah, good point.
I think sometimes we're a bit too strict with these companies that just came out.
You know what? I'm an older person. I remember that first iPod. Okay, I remember the first they weren't great experiences at first. That's all I'm going to say. All right, BJ disagrees, of course. All right, that is all we have time for today, and it looks like Johnny pulled away at the end, just like he does at the finish line when he's on his motocross. That is. All right, Johnny, feel free, leave us with some parting thoughts, my friend.
Well, first off, thank you for having me on. And everybody, if you're watching this, perspective is key. So make sure you go follow all of these people because we all add to the space. And in the midst of chaos, which is everything going on in the world, there's opportunity. So now is a great opportunity for everyone to get involved and truthfully start dollar cost averaging into some of the top projects, because there will come a time when there is a little bit more regulation in here and you're not going to be making incredible gains, right? So just stay involved, stay on BitBoy's channel, and I appreciate it, guys. Thank you so much.
All right, Greg with the super chat, is that Rick Astley? It is not, but you know what? We're never going to give you up. And until next time, BitSquad, easy out.